What's up, y'all? Welcome to the On the Come Up podcast, where creative entrepreneurs share their come up journeys that turn their passions into success. I'm your host, Kimberly, so let's get started. What is up, guys? We are back with another episode. Today we have Chelsea.
Hi.
Chelsea is a stylist, wardrobe stylist.
Yeah, technically wardrobe stylist. I used to say stylist all the time and people thought I did hair.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm emphasis on the wardrobe. What inspired you to become a stylist?
I would say it was how I grew up. A lot of people, like in your formative years will tell you like, oh, you can't wear this, you can't do this. And I feel like now it's kind of just a form of rebellion. Like I can wear this. But I feel like a lot of people can wear what they want. It just has to do with like proportions and like your own body type.
And so how long have you been styling?
Honestly, probably right when I went to college. I kind of got a spark for it because I was in a sorority at the time, and a lot of the girls were like, oh, can you help me like with my wardrobe? And they just liked the style that I had at the time, and they were like, well, you're so knowledgeable in this, so help me out. So I would just take them to the mall. We'd find them, an outfit for an event, or I'd help with their closet. And then they'd take me to dinner or something. And it was funny, one time we were just at like the local mall at like American Eagle, and I was telling them like what jeans to get, like they'll fit like this and like this. And I had the store manager come up to me and they're like, do you want a job? I was like, no, I'm just with like my client, my friend. And they're like, oh, well, if you want a job, like you can sell these jeans really well. I was like, oh, I wasn't like trying to, but so it just kind of happened from there. I went on to work at Nordstrom, and they have a styling program. So they really help you how to like clientele and everything. They still have that today. And then I just kind of fell in love with like helping people.
So how long have you been doing it? How many years?
I guess well over 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like a particular philosophy when it comes to like styling a person?
Yeah. I would say I can dress pretty like out there. So like with working with a client, I'm not going to just make you like me or like push my beliefs onto you. I kind of study like a client first and kind of see what they're already wearing, ask them like who they want to like be dressing like, maybe icons or something, or just if they want to like tailor their own wardrobe. And then I kind of slowly kind of introduce them to what styles maybe they need to have, like go through their wardrobe, what they're missing, and kind of just try to push people outside of their boundaries like as much as possible. Like I might go extreme and then they're like, oh, I could never do that. And then I'm like, well, I'll get you kind of closer, like maybe like mixing patterns or something.
Does it like, do you get nervous when they're like, oh, I can't do that? Or is it something you're just like kind of just...
I'm a little unfazed by it.
Now at least.
Yeah. Because I'm not really trying to impress anyone. Because if you already want my services, then you probably already like something that you've seen. So I'm like, I'm trying to help you at the end of the day. Whatever you want, like I want for you to be happy. So I'm not going to force you to wear something that doesn't look good on you or that you don't like, or buy something outside of your budget. Like I'm very sustainable to use things in your own closets already if you have it. It's just about like what you want out of the experience.
Oh, okay. So some people just do like styling from anything from like events to probably parties, birthday parties, maybe photo shoots.
I'd say a biggest group of my clientele is either moms or influencers.
Oh, really? Moms?
So,
that's surprising to me. I would have never guessed.
Yeah, I know. Especially like I have like a lot of like lifestyle, nightlife kind of content. But yeah, moms really enjoy the like creativity that I have and like most of my like posts and stuff. And they're like, wow, I'd never put that together. And I'm like, you can do it too. And they're like, oh, no, I could never. I'm like, well, let's like try. Let's see what you have. See like your aspirations and where you want to go with fashion, and like sky's the limit. So,
right. Do you think like social media has influenced the way people like dress with styling and fashion?
Yeah, especially as of late. I think there's a lot of like micro trends that have been just speeding up like so much of what we wear, and like so much of how long is this going to be in fashion? Do I need to buy more stuff? And I think there's a big emphasis on creating your own style rather than following all these trends, because you're never going to keep up, you know.
How do you like, do you normally would follow the trends, or is it like just whatever the client likes?
It really depends. I'd say like trends are fun. But I think it's just like what you gravitate towards. You can work it in however you want to into your style. Like, you know how we've had bows everywhere lately. I mean, maybe there's a girl that just loves bows and that's just part of her style, but then right now they're like really popular. And then like 2 years from now, they're like out of style. But if that's their style, like I'd continue to push that on them. Like, well, if you like it, wear it, kind of thing. Like I said, like trends are fun. But I won't, I guess, emphasize the whole service around that. Like maybe more timeless pieces or what they can add. Accessories are a really great way to kind of be like fresh and trendy and then change out like all the time.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of balance. Yeah. How would you describe your own style?
I'd say my style, I've kind of gravitated more towards like monochromatic, like over the years, kind of like out there, but still polished, definitely bodycon stuff. I'm very into expressing yourself like through body positivity, and like, again, proportions is like really helpful for like everyone. I think that again is why like moms really appreciate it, because like especially like first time moms, or like getting, you know, back into like your own lifestyle, like what you wear can really emotionally like wear on you, you know. So I think for me, I do a lot of like planning ahead of time with like clothes, so that I can just go in my closet and mix everything together instead of just having like an outfit already planned. So I'd say my style is very like random, per se.
Are you big into like matching, or do you find like fashion sometimes where it doesn't match?
Yeah, I'm very big on either matching like too much to a T, or like totally off the wall. I've worked with people that they're very particular with like colors. So like if that red doesn't match this red, like that doesn't go. And I kind of think that's ridiculous. But I also love matchy stuff. So I'm all over the place. I think if it coordinates, I think it works.
Yeah. Are there any like trends that you're avoiding right now?
I would say I'm not a Croc person. I've
Me
never
neither.
have been, but some people it works for sure. Like if they're quirky enough, it works. Not really anything like that I like drastically avoid. I just know some things just aren't my style, I guess.
Right. And then you probably wouldn't like dress someone up in Crocs either.
I mean, I have
You
actually.
have? Really?
Yeah. I have a couple friends that like it works for
That's
them.
so funny.
And they love them. If I was going to be a Croc wearer, I'd do the platform ones because those are cooler. But
I've never owned like a pair of Crocs.
yeah.
And I wouldn't even know what to wear them with besides like sweats.
I mean, honestly, I think they're kind of funky and cool. So like if you had like a neon colored one, I'd kind of go maybe like rave aesthetic, you know, or you could dress them down and put them with like jeans and then, you know, like colorful top or something.
So would you say like, are you someone who's always dressed up no matter the occasion? Like if you're going to the grocery store or to Target, like will you be the one dressed up?
I mean, I'm not scared to go to Target or Kroger in like a ball gown, but like I'm not going there just because I'm in the ball gown. But like I don't really care like what I'm wearing while I'm also doing things. I'm very much the like trends right now, the type B girl is kind of like been trending, and I think I've always been a type B girl instead of that type A, like very strict and structured, and you have to wear this to the grocery store, you have to do this. And I'm very much like, well, I'm already here, so I'm gonna get that. And I think I'm just more open and I guess risk taking with what I wear. Like some days I'll be really casual. I kind of just dress for my emotions, I feel like.
However you feel in that moment.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like someone like tell you, like, how do you feel about when people tell like you can't wear that?
Oh, I mean, I think it's crazy. Like I might ask why or like inquire, but like I previously said, like that's one of the whole reasons why I dress the way I do. It's like I'm gonna find a way to wear what I want or be happy about it. I always got a lot with clients like in a retail setting. You'd have like husbands or boyfriends like, oh, I don't like that on you, or like telling you what to wear. And at the end of the day, like that's your relationship or whatever. But if that's making their partner happy and they look great and you have other people doing that, I found a lot of times, male specific, it would just be like, they don't like polka dots or they don't like, a certain pattern. Guys are super like dressing them. I've found that they're a lot more picky and like they're very visual. So if something's like a color off, they're like, oh, I hate the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, but that's not everybody.
Right.
But yeah.
How important do you think like networking is in the fashion industry?
Oh, it's super important. I've, spoken to people at events that are in totally different, categories of what I do, and they've helped me down the line. My internship in college was on influencer marketing, which wasn't really in the fashion realm. But I met so many people from that I've worked on with later. So like no matter what event you're at or even at the grocery store, like be open to talking to people. I'm a little old school where I like business cards.
Oh, okay.
But I mean platforms too, are always helpful to like share like your Instagram or whatever.
So how do you find like your audience or your clients? Is it by going to network events, or will you just like see someone and be like, hey?
I'd say it's evolved over the years. Like way back when I started like cleaning closets and stuff, and it was kind of word of mouth. And then I kind of got more on social media. Then COVID happened. I did a lot of virtual styling, even a little bit before COVID. So I felt like kind of prepared. But I think you can do outreach online. I think you can do traditional outreach, like advertising, post flyers, kind of get into maybe local groups around your area, just like even whatever trade you're in, like I think getting involved in groups and stuff and then going to events, I think is good.
What do you think works best for you?
I think now that I have kind of a good base of clients that I just kind of, they come back to me kind of thing. If I was going to reach out and like get more clientele, I think I would do a mix of the events, maybe stuff like this, like podcasts, just kind of getting my services out there and known. I'm a very big talker out in public, so I'm always talking to a stranger at the bar or just anyone in real life, and we kind of talk about their passions, my passions, and if I feel like they want these services, then I'm going to talk about them,
So this is something that you do like completely full-time?
No? I moved to doing it part-time now. I have in the past done it completely full-time. It's not the most, I'd say, like reliable. I mean, being an entrepreneur, like you're going to have some clients like full-time, and then sometimes you got to really hustle. But yeah, full-time, I still work in the fashion industry, but it's not styling related.
Oh, okay. So it's just something part-time.
Yeah.
Do you eventually want to go back to full-time?
I'd say like in the future, I would love to have some kind of more runway expose or like a modeling school situation. But as of now, it's still just my like passion.
It's your passion? Yeah. if you could style anyone in the world, who would it be?
I've been thinking about this like all day. I really think it'd be like Chappell Roan. Mm-hmm. Just because of her like MTV looks that she just did with the Joan of Arc, and she brought over like 1,000-year-old rug, like just the like passion she has for like one outfit. Like I would totally vibe with that and would love to help her curate something like that.
Do you often like run into other stylists?
Honestly, no.
Really? No?
I really don't. I don't know why that is. I do follow a couple of them that are like local, but I don't really run into people on the street
that have the same interests, I guess. What's one item that you can't live without?
Usually like my day-to-day, especially at like my weekly job, I'm always wearing a hat. I just feel like it's easy to just get up and go, put on a hat. Also, if you're working in like an office setting, like all the fluorescent lights. So I definitely have a hat every once in a while.
What kind of hat?
I'd say like a dad cap. Or like I'm not opposed to like a beret or like a fuzzy hat or like anything. I think they're really fun. I think hats are kind of slept on. A little bit.
I know, I love hats. Like the baseball cap hats. I literally debated like, should I wear a hat today?
Yeah, I
don't know why.
All the time. But I think they can kind of elevate your look. They also could make it more casual. Like if you're wearing like sequins and you put on a baseball cap, like totally different outfit.
And even I see men wear hats all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, it's because they didn't want to do their hair or...
Maybe a little bit.
Sometimes I wear a hat because I was like, oh, my hair's messed up. Let me just throw a hat on.
Super easy.
Do you have any advice for someone who wants to style other people?
Yeah. I had a big influence of... I worked with a Dallas socialite and runway show producer, Jan Strimple, when I was in school. And that kind of gave me the passion to like do runway shows. But I worked with her stylist backstage. Her name was Candy. And she kind of gave me just some formative life tips, like networking and just kind of building like a story with styling. So I recommend, if you're going to college and schools, take all the opportunities to do like all these little like side jobs and learn from others. Nordstrom again has a really great styling program. Intern for people, kind of learn from others. Ask people, online, like if they could like shadow them for a day. I think it'd be really helpful.
Has someone ever asked to shadow you before?
I have. I had a girl in college and she kind of shadowed me, and we did some runway show experience together. We did like kind of shopping experience. She did like a project for school or something, but it was fun. Yeah.
What would you say like your favorite part of styling is?
I think kind of creating a story for people. I do that even when I like pack or dress myself every day, is I kind of just create like a story and then like build on it. So I like to do that for people as well. Like if you have this problem you're trying to solve, let's kind of like break it down and then like build on it, kind of thing.
So you think like by certain pieces is creating a story by your clothes? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, clothes in itself is how we tell the world like maybe what we're feeling or who we are without like saying anything. So
I love that. It's like your loudest saying without actually saying anything. I like that. Totally. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, clothes are like a mask that you put on for the world. So like if you don't feel good, maybe you're like wearing a hoodie or like black or something. Like earlier today it was like cloudy and rainy, so I was like, I'm gonna wear a dark color, but I still wanted to like look good and like if I needed to have multiple layering pieces depending on the weather. So that's kind of just how like my brain works. Other people need something that's like very structured every day. So I think it's just how you look at your story or your, avatar for the day, basically.
Right. I love that. Well, thank you, Chelsea, for coming on and sharing your story. You guys, if you need a stylist, Chelsea is your girl. Okay. YouTube fam, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. We can find On the Come Up podcast at Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.